Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Delicious Proposal, a South Korean television series from 2001. It's 16 episodes long, with each episode being approximately 55 minutes in length each. Now this drama is about two Korean families that operate rival Chinese food restaurants, and the love stories of 20-something high school graduates on their paths to becoming first-class chefs. Hyo-dong treats his customers like kings and serves the best Chinese food in the area, but his restaurant has been struggling for some time. Built on his father's dedication and decades of hard work, the restaurant has been declining due to the aggressive techniques of their rivals. In the midst of this competition, Hyo-dong gets to know Hee-ae, a charming young girl who frequents the same cooking class. Now they also meet Shin-ae, a poor student with lots of determination and big dreams of owning her own restaurant someday. So Hyo-dong falls for Hee-ae, but he later finds out that she is the daughter of the owner of a deluxe eatery named Golden Dragon, a ruthless rival who is out to destroy his father's restaurant. So it's a proper setup for a soap opera-ish feat of entertainment, right? Well, there are two reasons why I watched this K-drama specifically. Number one, the premise revolves around food. And number two, Ye-jin's son is the female lead. But do these aspects deliver as much entertainment value as I expected going into it? Not really, no. Now, this is one of Ye-jin's son's earliest roles of her entire career, so it is interesting to see her perform in kind of an embryonic stage of her career, for lack of a better term. The problem is that she's underutilized and underwritten in this. Her character is just wafer thin, really wafer thin, so much so that she's basically asked to look pretty and act cute. That's her entire character in this show. 16 episodes long, okay? So that was pretty disappointing and somewhat boring. Didn't really, I don't know, usually when she shows up in a film, I perk up and I'm ready to watch, but after a while I'm just like, man, her character just got no life to her. So if you're unfamiliar with Ye-jin's son, skip this series entirely, because you're going to get the wrong impression regarding this actress. Go watch A Moment to Remember or The Truth Beneath instead, at least to get started. So with that out of the way, what did I think about the food and its use in the storyline? I thought it was okay. It was okay. There's not much focus on cooking during the opening episodes, so it takes a while to get rolling in that regard. It also loses focus on the food stuff at times as well. But looking back on the entire show, it does showcase quite a bit of food, which is a good thing. But another problem that shows up is that it blows through those food sequences rather quickly and does not really go into depth on any of the actual recipes or how the dishes are prepared. You know what I mean? It simply shows them cook food in quick montages, which is effective in a superficial sense, but never really got me excited, and pumped up about the cuisine that it showcases. So given the fact that the focus of the show shifts away from the food preparation for chunks of time, you're probably wondering what it chooses to focus on instead. Well, let me tell you. A remarkably average lead character who is played by a remarkably average actor. He gets way too much focus at times during the show, in my opinion. I know he's the main character, so to speak, but he's not that compelling, and the story's kind of dull. You know what I mean? For much of the show, he's forced to deal with his mommy and daddy issues, which simply does not work that well. His attempts to woo Ye-jin's son's character are a little bit more entertaining, but not by a lot. You know what I mean? Script writing in this show is also uninspired in certain ways. The romance is a very thin puppy dog style relationship that never gains weight on an emotional or dramatic level. There are tons of K-drama cliches littered all over the place in this sucker. We get a bunch of contrivances and improbable coincidences early on, with certain characters who just so happen to cross paths, even though they don't know each other. And of course, if a man or woman character are good friends, and give each other a little hug at one point, the guy's girlfriend will always just so happen to show up at the very moment, and then simply walk away in anger, so that we can have a lazily written conflict. Yeah, we've seen that before. There are some melodramatic moments that are unearned as well. Oh, as an added bonus, Delicious Proposal contributes the infamous airport sequence. I haven't seen the airport sequence in a K-drama in ages. almost to the point where I almost was thinking about taking it off of my cliche list. But it's here in Delicious Proposal in glorious fashion. What is the airport scene? Let me give you an example. Character decides to go to Europe to study. You know what I mean? And the person who loves them throughout the entire show, but never actually told them at any point throughout the entire show, decides at the very last minute that they're going to confess their love. So they run to the airport to catch this person and confess to them. And it plays out exactly like every other airport scene in K-drama history. So, yeah, that scene is in this show. So I was pretty happy to see it, actually, even though it's not exactly a well-written scene. Another thing that stuck out to me is that the show immediately dates itself with the opening. Like, within the opening episode, it plays Take California by the Propellerheads. You know, that really blew me away. It definitely dated the show. It's a good song, I like it, but wow. It also takes some musical cues from other shows and movies. I swear they ripped off, like, the theme jingle from Crocodile Dundee. I swear it has. I haven't seen Crocodile Dundee in ages, so I didn't really double check it, but I think they definitely rip off one of the jingles from that movie in this. So, yeah. I mean, but, you know, the soundtrack kind of has a low-grade cheesiness to it, you know what I mean? And that's kind of reflective of the low production values overall to this show. But still, I mean, Delicious Proposal is not as, like, painfully unwatchable as I may be conveying in this review. It's still a relatively harmless and inoffensive K-drama that showcases quite a bit of food. You know, the supporting actress, Ye-jin So, is actually allowed to have some fun with her character, although she does get kind of annoying in spots, but she does give a welcome, you know, infusion of energy, you know, when she shows up. So she's one of the highlights, I would say. But still, I simply cannot strongly recommend Delicious Proposal. It's especially when you have K-dramas like Pasta or Gourmet out there. Those are way better than this. But, you know, Delicious Proposal is currently available on Viki.com for streaming in the United States. So if you really want to, some people like it. A lot of people actually like this more than I do. So, you know, feel free to check it out if you really want to try it. And as always, I'll see you next time.